arrested at a DeKalb or Buckhead nightclub. I'm Alan Devlin.
And I'm Savannah Louie. The Douglas County Probate Court judge is out of jail, and now she's ready to tell her side of the story. Atlanta News First anchor Tori Cooper is live in Douglas County outside the judge's courthouse. Tori, you were the only reporter who spoke with her tonight.
I spoke with Judge Christina Peterson tonight at her home, and she told me that she's still healing from what happened between her and police last night. But before this, Judge Peterson was involved in a different investigation that got her in trouble with a state panel. Last night, Douglas County Probate Judge Christina Peterson was arrested outside the Red Martini Lounge in Buckhead. Atlanta police have not publicly released their report into what happened, but jail records show Peterson is now charged with simple battery against a police officer and felony willful obstruction of law enforcement by threats and violence. Some of Judge Peterson's neighbors who did not want to go on camera say this news caught them off guard.
Well, I figured she had to have a reason for something to happen.
But other neighbors tell a different story about Judge Peterson's conduct. One of them told me off camera Peterson sued her when she was the president of the Homeowners Association, and she's still going through that litigation now. Court documents show Judge Peterson was investigated for taking action against the HOA.
The head of HOA, she wouldn't release her position, and the only way to get her down was to get signatures.
A $70,000 settlement was eventually reached, but neighbors named as plaintiffs in the suit alongside Judge Peterson allegedly never received their share of the settlement money, but Judge Peterson did. Judge Peterson was also investigated and accused of violating courtroom security protocol and disrupting courtroom operations, among other things.
I don't know what it is. It's like people think because they are a judge or a cop that they don't have to abide by anything. Okay, especially you have a lot of these female judges and mayors that feel they're a part of some sort of reality show. And they think that's okay to act the fool. All right. Now let's look at the cell phone footage.
The Douglas County judge arrested by Atlanta police last Thursday believes newly released cell phone video will help prove her innocence. Judge Christina Peterson faces a misdemeanor battery against an officer charge and a felony count of obstructing an officer.
11 Live Streets of Bulls has a breakdown of the latest video in the case.
Douglas County Judge Christina Peterson's attorney says it's not just about the police body camera footage released Friday, but also what happened before Atlanta police showed up to Red Martini Lounge in Buckhead Thursday.
She didn't even know the officer was there.
Arrington believes Peterson, who is a probate judge, was too distracted to notice. In the video, you can see commotion outside of the lounge. A man is seen punching a woman who identifies herself as Alexandria Love several times. You then see Judge Christina Peterson come into the frame, appearing to try to break up the fight.
The law allows you to protect others.
When Atlanta police arrive, according to arrest warrants, Peterson is accused of striking an officer with a closed fist. She's then put in handcuffs. On Friday morning, Atlanta police said the body camera footage wouldn't be released until the case is adjudicated, but then released the video Friday night. However, police won't comment on the change, though a spokesperson with APD.
If you're a judge, right, don't you have to pick a different circle of friends? That's the thing. You have to pick a different circle of friends. You can't be hanging out with riffraff. You can't be doing the same things you did before you became a judge. Because you're a public figure now. You represent law and order. You represent civility. You represent civil, a public servant. So what are you doing acting like this?
did confirm they're investigating the man accused of assaulting Love. Body camera footage also shows the sitting judge later cursing at the arresting officer and refusing to identify herself.
It's illegal to drink and drive. It is not illegal to go somewhere and have a drink or two.
Peterson's conduct in the courtroom has been previously questioned, and a case is currently before the state Supreme Court to decide if she's committed judicial misconduct.
Douglas County officials tell me there have been numerous complaints about Peterson's conduct in the courtroom, but whether indicted in this most recent case or not, the decision on her employment will come down to the Georgia Judicial Qualifications Commission.
So you have previous cases pending against you. You know you have misconduct, and you decide to just act a fool. I don't know how that works. I really don't. And let's read what has to be said about this incident. Georgia Supreme Court removes judge accused of pushing foul-mouthed scuffle outside a nightclub. The Georgia Supreme Court removed a county probate judge who was recently arrested for allegedly shoving a cop in profanity-laden scuffle outside the Atlanta nightclub. Douglas County probate judge Christina Peterson was removed from office and banned from holding any judicial post in the state for 7 years after Georgia highest court issued its opinion of disbarment on Tuesday. But it wasn't her highly publicized caught-on body cam footage arrest that led to her removal from the bar. Peterson, 38, separately exhibited a pattern of judicial misconduct while in office. The Judicial Qualifications Commission found in a probe into her behavior. The embattled judge, who was elected and sworn into office in December of 2020, was at one point facing a whopping 50 counts of alleged misconduct, the first of which was filed less than a year into her 4-year term. Of those, 20 were dismissed, while a hearing panel investigated the other 30. The panel found clear and convincing evidence to find Peterson guilty of 28 of the 30 counts and concluded that she should be removed from the bench according to its March report. Okay. Now, I'm going to say this is not saying that when you take these types of positions that you can't have a life. However, you can't be going to certain types of clubs that are known for fighting, known for an atmosphere that brawls could happen. You have to change it up, regardless of your culture. If you're the culture that likes to do twerking, likes hip hop, likes loud, raunchy music, I'm sorry, that stuff has to go. Okay, that has to go. Your culture can put you in some bad situations. The High Court agreed that and found that Peterson showed a flagrant disregard for the law, court rules, and judicial conduct rules, as well as a pattern of violations of judicial rules. In one of the extremely concerning violations, Peterson held a woman who appealed to the judge to correct an error on her marriage certificate in criminal contempt. She then sentenced her to the maximum of jail time of 20 days plus a fine without explanation or justification, the panel found. She was also accused of letting unauthorized people enter the county courthouse after hours without proper screening and using deputies to work overtime on her behalf with taxpayer money, the court said. She sounds like that other mayor, that city girl mayor, that is basically turned into a dictator and a part of the South. Peterson's inappropriate behavior extended outside the courthouse as well. She was accused of engaging in hostile exchanges with neighbors and at her homeowner association meeting while suing the association. Her repeated behavior did not demonstrate the decorum and temperament required of a judge, the state Supreme Court said in its opinion. The Georgia Supreme Court did not consider Peterson's viral arrest Thursday in the determination, as it was not part of the investigation, but the accusations against her only further damaged her reputation. The judge allegedly pushed an off-duty Atlanta cop outside the Red Martini restaurant and lunged twice in the chest and was charged with simple battery against a police officer and obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Peterson interfered with the officer as he was trying to de-escalate a situation involving a security guard escorting a woman out of the club, police said. She allegedly knocked the cop's hand away from the woman during a 3 a.m. altercation, according to the department. Let her go, let her go, Peterson yells at the cop and police officer, according to the footage released by the Atlanta police and obtained by local outlets. The judge was quickly handcuffed and placed in the back of a police cruiser, where she shouted expletives and refused to give her name to the officer. Peterson's lawyer said she was trying to help a woman who was reportedly attacked by a man outside a club, and that she did not mean to push the cop. 2 witnesses, including an alleged victim, corroborated her account at a press conference Friday. He viciously attacked me, punched me in the face, and Judge Peterson was the only one to help me, she said. Peterson's attorney, Marvin Arrington Jr., claimed she was only being a good Samaritan. As the investigation continues to unfold and more facts come to light, we believe that Judge Christina Peterson will be completely exonerated of these charges, Arrington said at the news conference. Like I said, man, your culture, and since her actions show that she is from hood culture, which has no respect for the law, no respect for law enforcement, no self-awareness. The fact that you're a judge and you're getting into fights, okay, you have certain types of friends that will get you into trouble because they can't control their own lives. You decide to still be friends with these people. You can't take the hood with you when you try to lead a professional life, a professional occupation. Now, here's what she says when she's on a radio show.
Court of public opinion instead of really looking at and seeing if I did anything. Nothing.
They looked at it. It wasn't court of public opinion. You had a trail of misconduct. Once again, she is lying. No accountability. She is lying right now.
I have done has been willful, right? So misconduct.
It has been willful misconduct. No accountability.
What were they saying that you violated? Like which conduct?
Well, for starters, if you look and at these charges, all of them were pretty much run by one station. It was Fox 5, and it was a Randy Travis.
Oh,
okay. And all of those were leaning articles. And basically, one charge was they said I did a courthouse wedding where I violated courthouse security.
Oh.
But when we went to trial, you saw that I didn't let those people in the courthouse. That was the sheriff's deputy that did that. So if you see on the video, it was 15 people coming in the courthouse. That wasn't Judge Peterson. That was the sheriff's deputy conducting his own African wedding and letting 15 people in. They just manipulated the video and made it look like I was doing it.
Oh,
but,
were you there?
Yeah, I was there, but I had a wedding. I had a Hispanic couple, a couple and their 2 kids, and I was going to do mine outside, but then I called the sheriff and I said, hey, your people are here. They're doing weddings. He was like, well, my pastor deputy is there. You go on inside, you're fine. There's security. So I went inside and did my wedding because his deputy was there doing his, and he had the door open. Never mind that. They said, well, we get to trial, and the sheriff was like, I don't believe I said that. I don't know, trying to, play the game. And in essence, they, the panel stated they believed the sheriff when he said, I don't think I said that. I don't think I said that.
Oh, wow.
So then, but the evidence came out that we don't have a policy. There was not a courthouse security protocol.
So how did you get in trouble for it?
Because it's me.
Oh.
You have to.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah, that makes it all. Yeah, it's just you. It's just you. Right. Everybody's targeting you. Like I said, man, this city girl mentality is what is killing women's careers. She's 38 years old, 2 years from 40, and you're acting like this. And you'll have people from Black hood culture who think she did nothing wrong, that the cop is the bad guy. No. Cop was doing this job. You are a judge. You are part of the criminal justice system. You cannot act that way and expect nothing to happen to you, nothing bad to happen to you. You're held to a higher standard. It's not like a coat or uniform that you take off at the end of work and then you could go do what you want to do. No, you have to watch who you have as friends. Because if the cops come by, you're involved in it, you have to give your name. You're a public official. It's too late. Once you're arrested, you have to give your name. These types of people are very dangerous that don't want to admit the consequences of their actions and think she's just targeted for no reason. All right. But tell me what you think in the comments. What are your thoughts about this? Do you think she's a victim, or do you think she is responsible for what she's going through right now and losing her career? But we'll come back in 7 years. We'll be able to reinstate herself in 7 years. Hopefully she's a little bit wiser and a little bit have more oversight, a little foresight. All right. That's all I got for now. Whatever you want to know about this channel is in the description box. Other than that, later.